My name is Rico, the Dungeon Master for Season 3, the restoration of the 12 Olympians. This season, we'll find our heroes traveling back to the lands of Eris and Enyo within Harmonia, as they adventure through and see what they have accomplished and completed by restoring the 3 fabled relics, the Sickle of Kronos, the Golden Apple of Discord, and the Robe and Necklace of Harmonia. We'll start with Deborah.
I am Deborah, and I am playing a human rogue named Neith. Her name is Neith.
And I'm Matt, playing a dragonborn monk named Ari Futan.
And I'm Daphne, and I play Gilcyra Venfire, who is a halfling druid.
And my name is Rico. I am the Dungeon Master for Season 3 of the campaign.
Let's hear all about it in
Deborah's Diary. Oh, there's no housekeeping to do because there was no XP because you guys got that after.
Is there going to be a parade still?
Yep.
Nice.
That's gonna be
Alright.
it's going to be next day.
Dear Diary, while our friends defeated Perry, Pan, Martell, and Theobald
By cheating.
and celebrated
Stunning strike.
You said
at a
cheating,
feast
I say
with
awesome.
the gods, our heroes celebrated from their victory in the team's match.
We're the best.
There was wine,
Oh, yeah.
there was food,
And ale.
And Bud.
and there was dancing. Pan hooked up with Aphrodite.
Yeah, he did. Good job,
you know,
buddy.
every time our heroes looked over, there he was, and they looked, and then there wasn't again. Wonder what happened to those two.
He is, he isn't. He is, he isn't.
Gelsira again drank some blood with Ares and got quite drunk.
Quite drunk.
Luckily, not volcano drunk.
Give it time.
Wasn't trying to cause mass hysteria again.
Let's not
Whoops.
count her out yet.
Mm.
And she did take, this world's version of an Uber. Evidently, it's an owl. So only
Fun.
call one if you can change it to a rat. Neith got busy,
Busy.
and Ari and Electo danced
We did do that.
and had a bit of a nice romantic time.
We flew away.
They did that thing too. I wonder when Ari's going to make this official.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
I mean, you've been quite, buddy-buddy lately.
Ari's a monk. What are we doing here?
Seems to be Ari needs to,
Electo's
make the commitment.
an NPC.
But everybody then settled down for the night and are getting ready for the parade to celebrate their victory in the war games. There are no more war games.
There's no war games.
in the Tournament of Blood.
Victory.
So let's see what our heroes do this time. And some would play.
It was fun having
That's a
that
good
party.
diary. Yeah, that party for you guys.
Hell yeah.
Getting to
Party,
hobnob and hang out
party.
and eat and drink with all the gods.
Yeah, the
Neith
gods
got
were
tied
there.
up.
It was cool.
Yeah, Neith did get tied up.
After
BDSM
she
style.
left the party.
Everybody ended up leaving the party.
I will say everybody
At
left
some
the party.
point, Ari closes shit down.
So the next day comes, the sun rises,
If we do it right.
dawn breaks. Nice. And you guys can hear, all of you, whichever rooms you're sleeping in, can hear a lot of yelling and noise outside. It doesn't sound like anybody's in danger. It just sounds like a lot of commotion and goings on outside. People are yelling, make way, hang this here, hang that there. People are just barking out directions. Because, as you all know, there is going to be a parade in the honor of the Tournament of Blood for the participants and the champions of their groups and solo battles. Everybody that is still alive is going to be in the parade. So it's a beautiful sunny day, more beautiful than normal. There's not a rain cloud or cloud in the sky. It appears there are machinations by the god to make this the most perfect day that has ever existed
Beautiful.
since they've had influence back over the realm, to honor all of you guys in the Tournament of Blood, which, as the diary did mention, has taken the place of the War Games. They're no longer people that are required to be sacrificed to go die to keep peace between the Eris and the Enyo. So, good news there.
Woo woo!
Great news.
You guys did really good by restoring the relics.
I mean, they did.
Yeah, we're the best.
I didn't do shit.
No, you didn't. But at least two of the people did. Lux is nowhere to be seen. She didn't go to the mayoral estate with you. As far as you guys are concerned, Lux is either dead or doing something else. But I can tell you Lux has been recruited by Genevieve to join the Clerics Guild Hall and reside there in Aspasia for the rest of her immortal life. Well,
Forever.
demigod life, because she's not going to be able to continue the...
Maybe someday she'll take over the guild.
Maybe. But she's not going to be able to continue going on these trials with you, so she'll never ascend to full godhood. She'll just be stuck with demigodhood and until Hades takes her soul. Fun times.
You'll love it.
There is the waft of sweetbreads and roasted meats and fresh breads coming from the dining hall.
Ooh.
I know Jelsira is going to be wanting to get some breakfast.
All of the breakfast.
It's the first thing I notice when I wake up. I'm like, what's that smell? Ooh, that sounds
Oh, it
good.
smells good. Yeah. And you notice that Electo is not there in bed with you. You woke up by yourself.
Oh.
You never made it back to the mayoral estate.
Nope.
But you are also in bed by yourself. You
Aw.
can probably reckon that the tavern owner is out at the bar.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Working.
Yep.
Doing
can
his
still be
goddamn
sad.
job. Got that work ethic. It's good to have. Important in a potential mate.
What?
Have a work ethic.
So yeah, you guys are free to wake up and go eat if you like.
Cool.
You guys are free to RP with each other. If you don't want to, we can skip to the parade. Choice is yours.
I mean, I want to go have some breakfast. I know Jelly
yeah.
does.
I just kind of like, I'm still a little bit affected from the night before. So I'm kind of like, I just almost kind of like, without even,
Oh yeah, that's right.
I just kind of automatically.
Oh yeah, you are wicked hungover. Your
Yeah.
head
Yeah.
is fucking killing you.
And I walk downstairs, but I'm not even thinking about it. It's almost like automatic. Like I'm almost like sleepwalking, just kind of like, oh my God, it smells so good. Got to get food. I'm just kind of like, gonna like just wander downstairs.
Is there like a bath?
Absolutely.
I'm going to get a bath in or, clean up,
You absolutely can.
wash my clothes.
Yeah. You can leave your clothes out and have somebody prepare and wash them for you if you would like.
Sure, I'll do that.
You don't have to wash them yourself.
I'll leave my clothes out and go take a bath, shower,
There will
whatever's
be
happening.
a lady walking from room to room. You can inform her that your clothes need cleaned, and then she will collect them and go get them washed for you.
Drink some water, go take have a cleanup.
And the baths are pretty nice. They are as nice as they were when the DeMarcus Marzan owned this place.
That horny bastard, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the baths have changed much. The water is cold, but you can, if you would like, have it heated, because there are heaters underneath. And by heaters underneath, I mean there is fire underneath that can be raised or lowered for the temperature of your bath. But there is fresh water that's streaming in from these lion heads, like all around the baths, that's just pouring in fresh water. And there's also a drain in the bottom of the tub, so the water just drains out and is recirculated back in, because you can do simple shit with that with water pressure.
Oh, yeah, fancy.
Yeah, it's just, it's how
Yeah,
pumps
well,
work. Well, it's
gonna
not
have a nice-
really a pump. It's not electric, but it's just sucks in and recycles.
I'm going to flip the switch to make it warm and get in and have a soak.
It will take probably maybe 5 or 10 minutes for it to get warm. Hello, you're resistant to fire anyway, so I don't know how hot you want it, but it'll get as hot as you want it to get.
Yeah,
Depending
hot enough to get clean.
Oh, okay, then yeah,
Hot
probably
enough.
about 10 minutes
Yeah.
for the water to get hot enough to scrape off dirt and blood, or to clean off dirt and blood.
Clean myself up.
There are maids there that will offer to scrub your back for you,
Oh, yes, please.
and they'll get in the water with you, and they will scrub your scales, scrub your back, scrub your tail to make sure that you get all the blood and dirt off of you.
Gracias.
Nothing untowards goes on,
I say thank you in Draconic. They're like, what?
and they don't speak Draconic, so they don't respond.
Is there breakfast being served at the Broken Sparrow?
Not in the room that you're in.
Well, I mean, but at the
There could be, yeah.
You have to go find out.
okay, I like to get up.
You don't have a skill like Great Sage or some shit that's
I
going to
don't know
tell
if
you.
I smell something, if I smell food. Usually that's the way
smell-
it works.
Oh yeah,
Leftover
you
sex.
smell that there. Yeah, there's the smell of sex in the air.
You
You-
probably also need a bath.
You probably do also need a bath, but yes, if you were to order food, there would be typical food in the inn. It's not going to be anything that's extravagant
Right.
as what you could get at the Boar's Head or at the mayoral estate, but there'll be like porridge and oatmeal and breads and certain meats and cheeses there, but they won't be, hot and fresh and delicious.
Remember, kids?
I just get some like bread and meat and cheese and a tea.
Awesome. I presume you're going to get dressed before you go out there? Or are you going to walk out there in the buff? Choice is yours.
In the buff.
Live your
How
life.
hungover am I?
Right.
How drunk did you want to get?
Not that drunk.
Then you are on a scale of 1 to 5. You're probably a 1 or a 2.
How dirty are my clothes?
Well, you haven't ever washed them
Oh
ever,
shit. Okay.
so they are filthy.
So
Matt remembers.
Like they are filthy with blood and dust and dirt.
I really want to put these clothes back on.
Matt remembers that we've been neglecting hygiene in role playing.
So I see if there's any drawers or anything that has like maybe some shirts.
There are actually some plain regular clothes laid out on the end of the bed for you.
Oh, nice. I put
nice.
those on.
It's just a shirt and a pair of slacks. Your bag is still there that
I checked
holds
to
all of
see-
your things.
Okay.
Your
Are all my things still there?
everything is still there. Nothing
Okay,
of
good.
yours is missing. Your royal finery clothes are still in your bag as well. So he left plain clothes out for you, so you can assume he didn't rummage through your things. So
Okay.
he doesn't know that you had a fresh set of pressed royal clothes that you
Nice.
could wear. But none of your stuff is stolen. That's probably because he was afraid. He saw you in the fight and split a guy's arms into 4s. So it's very safe to assume that nothing of yours is going to be missing from your things.
So I put on the plain clothes, and then I'd go out, and I think I come out like behind the bar, don't I?
Mhm.
Yeah. And I look for him so I could like ask him just for some tea and just some like basic
As
food.
you come out from the room behind the bar, there is whistling and catcalling from
I
the
go
other
back to the
patrons.
back of the room.
The other patrons in the bar, because they know what's back there behind the bar. They know it's his room. And you came out of his room.
I didn't put on my cloak.
So people are whistling because they know what happened. If a woman comes out from behind the bartender's room, there's a very good possibility that there was some pound town.
SEX.
Yep. So they laugh and they whistle and they catcall and some applaud at the bartender, actually. And he smiles and grins and he winks at some of them like,
You know what? I just
yeah,
own
I
it.
hit that.
I just go over to him. And
Yeah,
ask for
nobody's
some
going to
tea.
bother you. They're
Yeah.
just like, yeah. And also there are people cheering, yeah, Neith, well done in the games. In the bedroom.
Yay.
And he's there. He's like, good morning. And he kisses you on the cheek.
Aw. I don't say that, but I think it real hard.
He says, what can I get for you?
Can I just have a light breakfast and some tea?
Yeah, absolutely. If you'd like to take a seat, I'll get that whipped up for you.
I just go sit at the bar.
And then he chuckles when he says whipped up
Neith blushes a little bit.
because he remembers the tying down and
Yeah.
the whole bunch of fun stuff. So he goes and he gets you some hot water, a bag of tea, a little tiny dish of what appears to be fresh raw honey.
Nice.
It's just a little dish of it,
Right.
because he may have gotten this specifically for you.
Oh.
It's not like he keeps honey around the Gilded Sparrow for the rogues that come in and get to this place. So it's just like a little silver. You know how in old-timey diners they had those creamer, little metal creamer
Yeah.
things? Yeah,
Yes.
so it's like that,
Nice.
filled with fresh raw honey. It smells delicious, like fresh raw honey. I love the smell of honey personally myself. I love it.
Yeah, honey's the best.
Honey is
Yeah,
the best.
it really is.
And then he brings you a plate of bread, a couple pieces of ham,
Nice.
and you can hear some sizzling. It looks like he's going to scramble you up some eggs.
I
And he
like
sets
this.
the tea in front of you, the ham and the bread in front of you, And he says, give me just a few minutes on the eggs.
I make sure to smell the honey and like look like I'm appreciative of it.
Yeah, it's good, delicious honey, probably from the mayoral estate gardens,
Nice.
because she would have what are those, topiaries?
Yeah.
Is that what bee farms are called?
Oh, no, a topiary is like the trees.
Oh,
The fruit trees.
What's the bee farm thing called?
I don't know. I just always thought of it as a beehive, but
I
there's
can't
probably
remember.
like
But there is a word for it.
I'm looking it up right now.
A hunnery. Honey is the shit, though. If I was reincarnated
That was
in
the
another world
first thing
without
that
it,
came up is
I'd make sure it happened.
apiary.
Apiary. That's
Nailed
it.
it.
I was close.
There it
What did I
is.
say?
Topiary.
Topiary? I meant apiary. Thanks.
I meant honeyary.
So yeah, it's this is fresh honey from the mayoral estate apiary. Probably went out and procured it for you special. He was thinking of you.
Fucking Eris, way to go with having an apiary.
After he beat the
She's just-
brakes off that ass last night, he thought you deserved something nice.
She is killing it in this town. Like,
Oh yeah, people love it
Aspasia's the
here.
best.
Aspasia is the best. People love it here.
we should get the hind thing and then just live here for a while.
Right.
Just-
I mean-
Fuck the rest of the ordeals. We'll just live here as
We'll get to 'em
demigods.
someday.
Like
Demigod is good enough.
Yeah, demigod is good enough, right?
Also, we're
Why do we need
constables.
godhood?
Yeah.
Constable.
Maybe we should do the trials and then come back and live here for a while.
You could.
That would be my game. We just live in
This
Aspasia
would be a
for
good
while.
place to retire.
Just
So
constantly
you
doing
have
nonsense.
a nice, fulfilling breakfast.
Nice. Osira, what are you doing?
I stumble downstairs.
Eris and Ares are both there waiting for you.
Oh, I just kind of walk up to the table and I pull a chair out and kind of just
You don't have to pull a chair out. Ares
Oh.
motions with 2 fingers, and the chair slides out on its own
nice.
for you.
Well, I kind of like take both hands. I'm still a little bit like kind of wobbly, and I kind of put them on the seat of the chair, and I kind of pull myself up.
Because you're so short.
And then he motions forward with the 2 fingers, and the chair pushes itself in.
Nice.
And then it heightens a little bit to make it easy for you to get
Nice.
access to the breakfast
I'm
and
like,
the food.
Oh, good morning, Aries
Good
and
morning.
Eris. Thank you
And
for.
she says, good morning.
I think I'm gonna help myself to some food if you don't mind.
Please do. Eris says, this feast is for you guys.
What's the food in front of me?
So in front of you, there is a whole boar with pineapple in his mouth. There are pheasant and quail. There is a fresh loaf of, it would be like Italian bread in today's standards, that's been braided. So a fresh loaf of braided bread. There are some white cheeses, which are kind of pungenty. They're like a sharp white cheddar. That's to go with the meat and the bread. There is a bottle of...
That's to go with the meat and the bread.
That's right. There's a bottle of red wine. There's a bottle of white wine. There is a bottle of dragon blood wine with 3 different goblets in front of you. And then there are some sweet rolls, like they would be cinnamon rolls, equivalent to us, and muffins. And there is a big bowl of fresh butter, like
Nice.
whipped butter, easily spreadable butter.
I take basically a little bit of everything, put in my just make like a big like sampler platter kind of.
Yes.
And then I also take some of the white wine and the red wine and the dragon's blood and pour a little bit each in each of the goblets and just
And then Ares laughs. He's like, that's my girl, when he sees you pour the dragon blood wine
Yep.
into one of the goblets.
so I'm like eating maybe between bites. I drink a goblet, put the goblet down, eat a little bit more, drink the other goblet.
And it's a white horseradish cheddar. It's really, really good cheese.
Fuck.
Nice.
That is some good shit.
That's
The horseradish
really good
cheddar.
shit. I love going to Kroger to the cheese shop and getting horseradish cheddar.
I had it like the first time at one of our work Christmas parties. Somebody brought some in, and I was like,
And there is fresh salt, fresh black pepper. There are sugars. There is cinnamon. The typical spices that exist in the realm today. So if the food doesn't taste good plain, you can season it up.
Is there any tea here too?
No, not as of yet.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Yeah, I'm just eating, drinking, kind of like I'm still kind of like still processing events.
And that's what Eris and Ares are actually talking about. They're talking about, you can overhear them as you're stuffing your face full of food. They're talking about the success of this year's Tournament of Blood. They're talking about the success of the murder of the bastard butcher of Aspasia. They're also discussing the future of the little girl who is now the Rogues Hall guild leader. And Eris is talking to Ares about training her in the ways of war and murder. So it sounds like Ares is probably going to be in Aspasia for a little while as he trains this little girl up in the way of murder and
Nice.
fighting.
Nice.
Just like he did with Bianca. And Eris brings that up. She's like, you didn't train Bianca well enough. We need this little girl to be better. You overhear this. They're not being quiet about it. They're not ashamed of sharing that information with you. But Ares is like, you failed with Bianca. Don't fail with this little girl. And Ares is like, I didn't fail with shit. She failed because she sucked.
Yeah.
Poor
And he's
Bianca.
like, and then he motions over and he's like, if it wasn't for her and her goddamn ray of sun, Bianca would have killed all of them. And Ares is like, yeah, that was pretty smart.
I'm still kind of drunk, and I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
I
And
just
then
kind of
you
like,
feel from a distance, you feel a high five.
yeah.
And Ares is like giving you an across the table high five.
And I kind of
And
do like a
Ares
thumbs
is
up.
like, it's her fault. And Hades is like, well, or Ares is like, well, she is my favorite. That was bound to happen.
With one hand, I'm kind of giving a thumbs up. The other hand, I'm just kind of still stuff
Yep.
in my face. Like just,
So
Where do you
now
put it
know,
all?
You now know that nobody else knows that at least this bastard here in Aspasia was trained by Ares. Make an
Ooh.
insight roll for me, please.
Incite it up.
oh, it's been a while.
Ooh, what are we
I don't
learning?
remember what my I don't remember what my modifier is.
Character sheet time.
Yeah, now we're actually going to have to get back into rolling dice. We're done with the
Oh,
narrative.
no.
Now it's roll
Ooh,
time.
I've
Damn.
got good insight. I'm not proficient in, but I guess it's pretty good. It's 3. Not bad at all.
21.
Nice.
You have a feeling that if these bastards are the spawn of Zeus, it is very likely that other bastards may have been favored by certain gods and may have been trained up by those gods. Because you remember fighting Taiko, the warlock, and he was really, really badass. Like he called meteors down on your ass.
Yeah, almost, he
and
almost
you
killed
know
us.
that Hecate is the goddess of magic.
Hecate.
So it is a possibility that Hecate trained Taiko. And you know for certain that Ares trained Bianca. So now, and you know that Martel is favored by Hades. So you have met 3 bastards, at least that you know of, that have been favored by certain gods. So you can put 2 and 2 together, and you can because you rolled a 21. You know for a fact that bastards are favored by certain gods, and that's why some of these fights have been harder than normal, because they are endowed with powers from the gods like you guys have been.
I'm like, hey, Eris,
Yeah.
I couldn't help it over here.
Well, we hope so. We weren't being quiet about it.
So it sounds to me like you've been favoring some of the bastards then.
Every single one of them.
And not just you, but it seems like some of the other gods have favored some of the other bastards too.
Every single one of them.
Can I? I'm just curious. Can I ask why? Am I overstepping when I ask why?
No, not at all. Because we want Zeus's progeny to perform well.
Is this like because of vendetta against Hera at all? Or
No,
is
it's
it
just to fuck with Hera. It's just to
Oh,
piss her off.
Okay.
We like to have fun. You know how long it's been since we've been able to meddle in mortal affairs? Here in this land specifically?
Oh, I bet there's.
It's fun for us.
I could see that because not having been here for a while, I bet it's nice to get back into the mortal affairs again.
Oh, it's a blast. We love it.
So you want to help Zeus's bastard children
Yeah, absolutely.
just to mess with Hera, or
Yeah.
also?
Yeah, just to fuck with Hera.
Oh,
Have you seen her have a bad day? It is hilarious. Her hair catches on fire. Her face peels. We all have a good laugh.
yeah. I mean, she seems like a nice goddess lady, but I wouldn't want to be on her bad side.
Also, we presume you guys won't be here forever. Someone will need to defend the realm later.
That's fair.
Yeah. So kind of a side question, Eris. So I'm sure you saw the volcano stunt the other day, right?
I did. It was hilarious.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but
And Ares was like, that was you? And Ares says, yeah, it was her. Who else would it be,
Yeah,
you big
dummy.
fucking dummy? And he's like, fuck you. And they laugh. He laughs. She laughs. They have a good time.
Oh,
And then
okay.
yes, so you were saying?
Do you think that the people who died and came back, is there any way they can kind of be helped to recover, like to kind of rehabilitate?
No. I mean, if we had revived them, yes, but a lot of the clerics and paladins that revived them, they did the best that they could with their limited abilities.
Who among the other gods do you think would be interested in helping them?
Any single one of us, if we were interested in it.
I don't suppose that'd be you, right?
No,
Okay,
not even
I
at
didn't
all.
think so. I didn't think so.
Do you know how quickly humans? Do you know how quickly humans breed over their lifetime? They'll just replace them with new ones.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't think so, but I just.
Besides, as a goddess of chaos, I don't care.
I didn't think so.
It was hilarious. Yes, a couple people were trampled and killed, sure. But there's always people coming back into Aspasia. We'll replenish the ranks. And so they have some penalties from it, blah, blah, blah. They'll be fine.
Okay,
At
well.
least the ones that were able to be revived, they'll be fine. For the 8 that weren't able to be revived, well, they're in the underworld now.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome, Hades.
Good job, by the way. That was impressive. Imagine if the people inside the arena had been able to see it. It would have been madness.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, okay. I just kind of get back to
And then
eating,
Harry says, next time, make it fully erupt with lava.
Actual lava.
Okay,
Go
well,
full bore with it.
Yeah, do as you're told.
I'm sure I'll be ready when the situation presents itself. I'll make a good show of it for you.
I hope so. I'll be watching.
Okay, well, I
Don't
don't
disappoint
want to disappoint you, Aries.
Yep, nailed it. And they go back to talking, just small talk, nothing significant, nothing major.
Then I go back to eating and
And
drinking.
you can eat the fuck out of whatever you want. There's nobody else there. It's just you and Eris and Ares for now. You don't see Neath,
Just eating with the gods.
and you
Yeah.
don't see
every
Ari,
day.
and you don't see Electo.
I wonder where my friends are. I just keep eating.
I assume
Wonder
there's
if they're
towels
okay.
and stuff
Eat more.
at the bath.
They'll even dry you off.
Ooh, well, I'll
Like
take
they can
advantage of
get,
that.
yeah. I was about to say they'll
Why
get
not?
your back. They'll
Just
get the
take it.
underside of your
Just take
tail.
it.
The things that are hard to reach for
Yeah.
you.
When in
And
Rome,
these are soft cotton towels.
yeah. Are there robes afterwards?
Yeah.
Like I could put on a robe and go to breakfast in a robe.
They don't have any Dragonborn style robes,
I don't know.
unfortunately. But yeah,
Don't
you
matter.
could put on a robe and the back would be lifted up because your tail
Yeah.
would be out. But yeah, there are some red velvet silk robes, red velvet colored. They're not made out of velvet, but they're made out of silk. They're nice and soft to the touch.
I'll throw one of those on and then go find the breakfast happenings.
There are a couple nail marks in your arm, in one of your arms.
Still, huh?
Yeah, from when Electo was digging into your arm to not try and kill Jelsira. So you can see a couple punctures and some missing scales where she had dug into you.
I rub them gently and think of Electo, and then
Where is Electo?
hope that she's having breakfast or something. So I'll go to the breakfast place.
And you walk down to the breakfast place. You see Ari walk in. His scales are beautiful and clean. Their light is reflecting off of it. It looks like he just had a bath.
Oh, hey, Ari.
He's wearing a dark red colored robe that's made out of silk. There would be a gold belt, like a gold colored silk belt that would be around his waist, but he's too big for the belt to wrap around his waist. So it's just hanging from the side.
Like a professional
And
wrestler.
he's just in a robe. It looks like he had a bath. He's looking nice and refreshed.
Oh, hey, Ari. You're looking really good.
Yeah, I had a
this
bath
morning.
and left my clothes to get cleaned.
Wow, living the high
I
life.
thought it would be nice to clean up. I'm gonna have some breakfast now. How is it? Is it good?
Oh, it's amazing.
Did you eat it all?
I left some for you. There's some
thanks.
over there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So,
No foods near jelly.
yeah, there's just
But
like a
there's
big
some
void
down the
around-
table.
Yeah.
I'll sit down near Jelly and like wave to any staff to bring me some food,
Okay, so they will come out
and
and they
then
will
guard
bring
it from Jelly.
Yeah, they will bring out another boar with pineapple in its mouth. It's going to be the same thing that they put in front of Jelly. It's going to be the exact same bread, the exact same sweet rolls, et cetera, et cetera.
Delicious.
And they'll place it in front of you. As you sit down, then a chair next to you pulls out on its own,
Nice.
and then Hephaestus materializes in the chair.
My lord.
And the chair moves in, and he's like, I see you got us breakfast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then he starts grabbing him some food, and he starts taking bites out of his mouth. And with a mouthful of food, he says, good job in the tournament. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. It's an honor to dine with you again.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't
You're
miss it for the
blessing me
world.
constantly here.
Nah, Eris has good food.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Eris.
Good morning, Ari.
Great
And then
food,
you
as
see
always.
Ares as well. He's talking to Eris, and then Hephaestus waves to Ares and Eris, and they nod to him, and brother, good morning. Sister, good morning, etc., etc. And he's going to eat with you.
Cool. That's awesome.
And it's just like last night, because this is the morning after. The gods will grace you with their presence and feast with you.
I'm incredibly honored by this, so I'm just eating with a shit-eating grin on as well. I'm happy. This is cool.
And then he looks over at you, Hephaestus does, and he says, where's your cloak and gloves?
I thought I'd get them cleaned.
Oh,
It's
getting
nice.
them washed
Yeah,
and cleaned up.
it's nice to
I could
clean
have
up
done
once in a
that
while.
for you in a snap,
I
but
don't want to bother you with this kind of
I mean,
nonsense.
it's no bother.
You say that, but, it seems way beneath you. You're a god.
Hey, keep going on the right path. You guys may be too.
We'll let the help deal with the
And then Ares
cleaning.
looks over at Hephaestus and he's like, don't tell my favored. Don't presume what she will do. And then Hephaestus looks over at Ares and he says, I will presume whatever the fuck I want. And Ares is like, do you want to take this outside?
Ooh.
And Hephaestus gets up and he's like, I've whooped your ass once before. I can do it again. And Ares is like, you got lucky last time. And Hephaestus says, I made most of that shit you're wearing. I can make it disappear, and you'll be standing there with your dick out in front of everybody.
Wow.
And Ares is like, you know what? You're right. Let's just have breakfast.
I'm like,
And then
I'm staying out of
Hephaestus
this.
sits down and he laughs and he slaps you on the back. Ari, big old grin. And he goes back to eating. And then Eris, she's like, you too. And then Ares just mumbles to himself. Despite being the god of war, he doesn't seem like he's the most powerful god on Olympus. It seems like people shit on him a lot. Because you remember the first time you guys saw him when he rushed at you guys, he got tripped and face planted
Hermes.
into the dirt. Yeah. So, yes, he is the god of war and he is a badass, but he's not the most badass on Mount Olympus. So people use him as a punching bag, and what's he going to do about it?
Yeah, what's he going to do?
Yeah, I mean, his weapons and his armor are forged by Hephaestus. He's blessed by the strength that Zeus has given him. At any point in time, he could be gone, he could be immortal. So he takes the shit.
I love it.
He
Yeah,
takes
but
the
he's still
shit.
pretty badass. Don't get me wrong. You've seen it.
Hey,
You know he's
Hephaestus.
badass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you seen Electo around?
Yes.
Was she? Well,
She went back home to go see Kronos.
oh, okay.
She just left you.
It's cool.
She just left your ass.
No, she's probably homesick.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that she could see her sisters and her father again,
And
You know.
say goodbye.
she'll be back.
yeah.
I mean, you could always go to Kronos' place and pick her back up if you wanted to.
Yeah, we could do that, or at some point. We know where she's at.
And from the farm to Aspasia's not that far. I mean, with your guys' horses, you could get there, in no time.
Oh, cool.
Or the gods could create a portal or bridge for you to walk into.
Where do you think Neath is?
Oh, Hephaestus laughs. I know where Neath is.
Oh no.
Is she doing rogue stuff?
Yeah, rogue stuff.
Right now, she's having breakfast. Last night, she was doing some rogue stuff.
Oh,
And
okay.
Ares is like, yeah, she was.
Oh.
And Ares slaps Ares on the shoulder. She's like, that is impolite. And Ares says, I don't give a fuck. It was hot.
Whoa.
But yeah, she's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Hephaestus says she's at another location.
And then I just remembered, I'm starting to remember a little bit of last night. I'm like, oh yeah, Neath kind of tried to help me out, like tried to take care of me.
I was just like, fine, fuck it.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, that was nice of Neath. But then I was in good hands with Ares, so it was fine.
Always a good time.
And then you hear little pitter patters on the floor, like a dog would be running into a room excitedly. Except it's your little tiny dragon friend
Aw.
Karga.
running down the stairs. He overslept, apparently. And so you hear pitter patters of him running down the steps and little tiny dragon nails clacking on the marble, and then he jumps up into the sky and glides over to the table and lands on a plate and then tumbles forward a little bit and stops in front of you. There's a little puff of smoke, and he moves his head a little bit, and he blinks up at you.
Hey, buddy.
He looks at the food. He's like, "This is to eat."
Yeah, yeah. Dig in.
And he goes ham.
Let's go, champ.
And then he like burrows inside the boar from the rib cage. You've seen him burrow in and out of rib cages before when you found Karga in the room. So he's gonna eat the boar from the inside out, so you can see him and the flesh from the boar wiggling a little bit, but he's eating. And then you hear silent whoosh in the air. You hear Cedric glide in.
Ooh,
And then he lands on your shoulder,
nice.
and then he nuzzles into you a little bit,
Aw.
and telepathically he says, "This is good to eat, yes."
Oh yeah, please.
And then he hops off your shoulder onto the table, takes a couple hops, and just starts eating some of the boar that's there in front of him. So
Nice.
both of your guys' little familiars are there enjoying breakfast with you.
Festus
Nice.
is
Aw.
probably loving Karga doing his thing.
Hephaestus is in love with dragons,
Having a
so
good time.
he looks at you and he leans in close and he says, "Can I have him?"
I don't know about have him. He's hanging out with me right now, but I mean, I'm sure at some point.
If you get bored with him, can I have him?
Yes, if I get bored with him, you can have it.
Oh, all right.
I'm
Sweet.
sure he'd love to hang out with you on Mount Olympus, where everything's awesome.
It is.
Everything is awesome.
Like, hey Cedric, thanks for taking me back last night.
No, it was my pleasure. You did not look good last night.
No, I'm not in good shape.
Gotta start calling him Uber Cedric.
Uber Cedric. Well, enjoy your food, Cedric.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
Sedgelift.
And he's going to town. And your familiars will eat breakfast. You guys will eat breakfast. The gods will remain there as long as you want. Oh, Eris speaks up and she says, there will be a parade in the honor of all of the fighters of the Tournament of Blood.
Cool.
The parade will be in about an hour and a half. You guys will be carried on a big, giant platform. There will be about 12 people carrying the platform. You guys will be last in the parade as you are the single and group champions. There will be, I'm sure, lots of laurels and lots of
Cool.
cheers and a lot of offerings in your guys' names, a lot of offerings to your gods. And Hephaestus and Ares said, "Oh, yeah, lots of offerings to us. This is our favorite part." And Ares is like, "Yeah, it's okay. They give me offerings all the time." And Ares and Hephaestus are like, "Fuck you. We don't have our own city." She's like, "Well, you guys could have got here first, but you didn't." And Ares is like, "I don't want this shithole." And
There are
Hephaestus
other
is like,
cities.
"I can't do much here either. But fuck you. We don't have our own cities." So, be prepared. Clean your clothes. Make sure you're bathed. You appear to be fine.
Nailing it, yeah.
And make sure you guys look your absolute best
Ooh.
for the parade.
I just use my shape of 1,000 forms, I think is what it's called, to just make myself just look good.
Do you actually look good, or is this an illusion?
This is an illusion.
Oh, okay.
So you're still stinky
still,
and
like-
gross.
Yeah, but nobody can see it though. They might be able to
Ares
smell
can,
it.
and he says, "That's not going to cut it."
Okay.
How long does that illusion last?
It's the ones I want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
people will still
shit.
be able to smell you, just for the record.
Actually, does it cover smell? Double check.
Take a bath.
I'm like, you know what? Actually, I could probably use a bath.
Look,
Sure could.
you can take a ham leg into the bath. I'm sure it's fine.
Can I? Eris?
Yes.
Which way to the bath? It's upstairs,
Up
right?
the stairs,
Okay.
across the landing, keep going to the right, and then you will run right into them.
Okay. I kind of hop down from my chair and I grab a ham leg. Just
Oh,
and
Ares
it's-
is like, "That's my girl."
and
And
it-
Ares says, "That's going to be a mess to clean up later." And Ares is like, "You own a city."
so I just kind of scamper up the stairs with a ham leg.
Oh, and as you're leaving, Cedric says, "Do you want me to come with you?"
Oh, please. That would be great. Well, actually, do whatever you want. You know, if you want to, I'd love that.
And then
but
he
also,
rips off a chunk of the boar and hops off of the table and scampers with you the way an owl would, like a couple steps, hop, hop, hop. And he'll follow you up the stairs
Nice.
to go take a bath.
Yeah, so we
Nice.
just go upstairs.
Kargi, you want to go take a dip?
Do I have to?
No, you don't have to.
Well, then no.
Okay.
I mean, I'm eating now.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you take a bath?
I did.
And then he sticks his head up out of the bore. Bits of meat fly, bits of bone. And he looks at you and he sniffs you. He's like, oh, you smell good. Yeah, I want to take a dip.
Baths are wonderful. You can give when you're done eating, you just go take a dip. You're small.
And so he quickly ducks his head back into the bore, and you hear flesh ripping. And then he pops back out really quick. His cheeks look like squirrel cheeks. Karga is like a beautiful squirrel puppy to me in the form of a little tiny dragon. It's adorable. And he starts chasing after Cedric and Jelsira, and you hear the little pitter-patter and the little dragon claws clicking on the marble. And then Hephaestus he leans back in his chair, and he looks and he watches. He's like, God, that thing is cute. I can't wait till it grows up.
Adorable.
And then Eris says, don't get too much meat in the tubs. And she's like, no, it doesn't matter. There's going to be shit all over the place in there.
The drains.
Glad I went in first.
Yeah. So Jelsira and Cedric and Karga go off to take a little bathy bath.
Nice.
And you do. You stink like blood and sweat and dirt and alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't smell the best.
No.
It's been, when was the last time Jelsira had a bath?
Who knows?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably. You know what?
It might have been that wine.
I think it might have been that, or it might have been. No, I definitely had the wine bath. But
The wine
before
bath.
that, I think it was actually here in Aspasia when the
Jesus
Bishop Marcus
Holy
Marzan
shit.
was.
You guys are filthy. No wonder Pan's not in the party anymore. Walking around with a bunch of shitlords that stink all over the place.
Now, see, that's a good use of create water.
Yeah, that would be a great use of create water.
Create water in a tub. We just take a dip,
Yeah.
clean off, create water, dip, clean off.
So you get to the baths, and there are staff there that will take your clothes from you, and as they do, they will stick up their noses a little bit because, oh, no, your clothes don't stink. Hephaestus made your clothes nice and
that's right.
form-fitting.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
they'll stick their noses up at you as you walk in, but they expect nothing less from a halfling. They just assume all halflings are dirty little mound
Yeah.
creatures.
They're not wrong.
For earthy.
Earthy, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
What do you think of it
Yeah,
like
that's
earthy?
what we're calling it nowadays.
And
Earthy.
they ask how hot you would like the water because you're short. You probably can't reach up to adjust the heat. So they ask how hot would you like your bath water?
I like it as hot as they can get.
As hot as it can get?
Oh, yeah, we're having jelly stew for dinner.
Well, okay, maybe not that hot. I just probably a little bit medium hot.
Oh, sure. And are you taking the meat in the bath with
I mean,
you?
if that's okay.
I mean,
It's not, but it is.
Nobody's going to tell you no.
You're a grand champion of the Tournament of Blood, and you're a guest of Eris. We can't stop you from taking that in there.
So it's okay then.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
we're not going to stop you.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
All right, well, I do that then.
So they turn up the heat to medium high. It's about the heat that Ari had it on, so they don't have to adjust the switch too much. They actually turn it down just a smidgen. And they start pouring some lavender-scented salts into the water, and they even throw some eucalyptus petals into the water as well.
Ooh.
And a little bit of aloe. Like they take aloe leaves and they
Nice.
squeeze the juice out of the aloe to, help moisturize your skin and things of that nature.
Moisturize
Yeah, so the
me.
bath smells really, really good. And it seems like they're making it smell really, really good because you appeared to stink to them pretty bad. Because it's been quite some time since you've had a bath.
Well, I'm eating the ham and
Yeah,
And getting
you
cleaned up.
have a smell that is a mixture of brimstone and fire and blood and spit
tears.
and tears and
All the ugly
there
crying.
is a scent of beast on you, like bear and woolly mammoth. Like you're just all sorts of stinky. So you can have a really, really nice bath, and then Cedric jumps to the edge
Mhm.
and then jumps around the entire length of the bath. He's looking for the steps down because he's not going to submerge himself all the way underwater. And she's going to get, under the first step. And Karga, the little tiny dragon, is going to run like headlong as fast as he can and then leap into the sky and flap his wings a couple times and land like in the center of the bath in a beautiful spiraling dive that leaves just a tiny little splash.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
It's a beautiful 10 out of 10 dive, Olympic style. And he's going to be swimming the length of the bath, up and down, diving underwater. He's going to swim over to Cedric and squirt water out of his mouth at Cedric, just like a water spout, and then take his wings and splash Cedric. And then Cedric's going to take his wings and splash Karga.
I love that.
So they're gonna play and splash each other and have a lot of fun in the bath. And then there are staff there that will wash your back for you. And as you are in the water, you can see just encrusted dirt and blood just begin to dissolve off of your skin.
Wow, is this what it's like to not be dirty?
Yeah, it's pretty nice, young
You should
Jelsira.
do that.
It's
more
really,
often.
really nice.
Maybe I should take a bath more often.
They'll take some sponges, like natural sea sponges, that we can buy them at any store now. And they'll start scrubbing your back for you, getting under your arms to make sure you're nice and clean.
At first, I'm a little bit like, I don't need to take a bath, but now I'm like, this is actually pretty nice.
It is really nice. Now you know why Pan loved to stay clean and take baths. It is fantastic. So you can have, and they are shaking their head. There are bits of meat falling into the bath. The staff will pick it out and flick it off to the side of the bath. But they'll make sure you're nice and clean.
Okay, well.
Yep. So
I'm taking advantage.
Jelsira is now taking a bath. You are there having your breakfast.
Yes.
And he brings your scrambled eggs to you.
Nice.
And he's like,
Nice.
do you like the honey? I got that fresh for you.
I kind of look at him like, thanks.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Anything for the group champion of the Tournament of Blood. And as he says the group champion of the Tournament of Blood, other rogues raise their glasses and cheer because there's not been a rogue in group champions for a long, long time because there's been, Martel and Perry and Theobald, and there hasn't been a rogue of significance since the rogue guild leader was murdered by Bianca. So you've actually brought a little bit of prestige and morale to the Gilded Sparrow because they see, oh my gosh, if she could do it, any single one of us could do it.
Nice.
So they're not slouched as much. They're actually sitting upright in their seats. They're like, you can feel the sense of bravado and camaraderie in the Gilded Sparrow this morning that wasn't there the night before or the night before when you went there the first time. Like it was dark and morose and brooding. Right. And now it's, they're laughing and having fun because there is now a rogue that's a group champion and other rogues are like, oh, this is great.
I am very uncomfortable.
Oh, I sent your clothes out to go get cleaned. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, that's fine.
You all right? You look a little tense. Do you need a little after breakfast snack? And a couple rogues.
It's not a normal neat thing
and
right
say,
here.
Yeah. Do you need more than one serving of snack? And the guy looks at them and he picks up a dagger and he slowly
like
the dull end, he slides it over his throat and he points it at them and they're like, oh shit, my bad. They know not to fuck with this guy. Yeah. He's clearly a rogue of possible some import, but what he says kind of goes in the Gilded Sparrow. So once he's like, hey, that's enough, then they stop. It's really weird that this tavern owner of the Gilded Sparrow has this much sway, insight roll, over these rogues.
Do I get a +1 for? No, I don't.
You get your proficiency bonus.
Oh, nice. 19.
It feels like to you that this barkeep who has sway over these rogues doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense why these rogues are so different to a shopkeep or an inn owner. But you've noticed that more than once every time you've come in,
right. The
place hasn't been turned upside down, and if he's said something, they have listened to it.
I would like to finish my breakfast and just going to ignore everybody. This not knee snake right here. And then I go to the back room again. Is my cloak still back there?
Nope. He told you he sent your clothes off to get cleaned.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
The cloak to him is part of your clothes.
Ah, fuck. And I stick my head back out and I go, "Where did you send them?"
I sent them to the mayoral estate
Okay,
to
good.
get cleaned.
And I go back into the room. I pull out a gold piece and I put it on the bed for the clothes that I have on.
Did you just pretty woman this fucking
I
guy?
did.
That's great. That's brilliant. All right, well, he's not going to notice because he's out in the front of the
Right.
shop.
He doesn't know yet.
Yeah, but yes, you can presume later on when he goes to bed, he's going to see that you pretty woman his ass and tipped him a gold.
Well, I'm not actually tipping him the gold. It's for his clothes because I'm going to have to take his clothes.
Oh, they're just normal plain clothes. But okay, that's
They're
fine.
worth at least 40 gold.
I mean, they're probably worth at least 3 copper, at least.
And I'm going to make some noise with my bag like I'm going through it. But as I'm going through it, I'm actually...
Oh, hi.
I got distracted by the slime over there.
Wow.
I'm going to look around to see if I notice like anything that kind of tells me a little bit more about him.
Nothing that you can see out in the open.
And
You can, if you would like,
Era's embrace his ass.
make a perception check. You do get to add your proficiency bonus.
72.
25.
You do notice that his dresser appears to have some worn drag marks where it looks like it had been pushed into and pulled from the wall multiple times. Yeah, that's what you notice with your wicked high perception.
I'd like to go over there and look closer to see if there's like a trap door under the dresser or like really anything
There
I see
is,
out. Nice.
actually, a rather sizable trapdoor under the dresser.
And it fit an elephant.
No. It looks like it could fit a person or two carrying a load of whatever, but it looks like it's big enough for a person carrying something to go in and out of.
Boner pills.
Does it look like it might go down into the rogueways?
It does. Well, it looks like it goes down. Whether or not to the rogueways, you wouldn't know until you were to go down there.
I'm just going to leave and go to the mayoral estate. Damn, now I got multiple things I want to do. We may never leave Aspasia.
Do all the things.
It's fine.
Do you have time to do a thing?
How heavy is this dresser? Like, am I able to move it with stealth?
At
don't
least
wanna
4
make a lot of-
fathoms.
So you just want to
Noise.
move the dresser without making a lot of noise and a lot
Yes.
of racket? So the dresser doesn't appear to move. You like go to grab it
Yeah.
and it appears to be stuck and won't pull out. And the guy peeks his head in and he's like, "Are you trying to get down there?" And he looks over at you at the dresser because the switch is you pull out the top right drawer and then there's a switch on the top side of the drawer that you can push and then the desk will slide out and you can get down there.
Well, I've been trying to make, and I'm talking to him, I'm trying to make a map in my head of the rogueways
Oh yeah, that map's going to be down there.
underground. And I haven't been able to connect everything.
There's a map down there.
Oh.
Just pull out the top right drawer, push the hidden button, the desk will slide out, the door will open.
Just like shake my head and I do it.
You pull the drawer out and
Yep.
push the button.
I push the button.
And then the desk shakes a little bit and it begins to slide out on
Damn
its
it.
own. You can see
Not used to
you
this.
can see 2 wooden arms push the desk forward from the wall. And as the desk comes forward, the stone floor begins to slide back in towards the wall. And then the wall behind the desk begins to recede. And then it opens up into a large staircase that looks like it's 3 people wide. And then torches light from the top of the stairs going down
Nice.
to provide light for you to go down. He's like, "Don't take anything that isn't yours, but you're free to go down there and look around and see what you like. If you have any questions, you know where to find me." And then he goes back out to the Gilded Sparrow to resume business.
I grab my pack and stuff,
Mhm.
just in case it goes all the way out. And as I'm going down, I'm checking for traps.
There aren't any.
And I go down into the trap door.
Just a boulder coming down the stairs.
So
Classic.
as you walk down to the stairs, it opens up into a rather large room. It appears to be 20 feet long and 30 feet wide. Downstairs under this Gilded Sparrow, there are tables with maps of the city. There is a map of the rogueways pinned to the wall, and I'm talking about every single tunnel of the rogueways under the city, the rogueways up top, where every breach and entry is into every single business that could be breached. There are bags of gold, there are knives, crossbows, handbows, there are cloaks, there is tanned black leather armor, there are half face masks. It looks like whatever this guy is doing, he is incredibly well set up. And you know he's incredibly well set up because you know this place is also a fence where rogues come in with stolen goods. But yeah, and then you see in one of the corners, you see a large red banner with a raven, black raven, side look of the raven, with 2 arrows crossed, pointed down behind the raven. And then the edge of the banner is gilded in gold. And it looks like it's been tattered. This looks like an old tapestry, but it looks like it's been down here for a long time.
Do I recognize that symbol at all?
It looks a lot like the symbol that would be the gilded sparrow, only this is clearly a raven and not a sparrow.
Interesting. I go over and I study the map of the rogueways.
Sure.
So I can start to memorize. There any?
There is paper and chalk and parchment. You could draw a small map of the rogueways if you wanted.
I do that.
Some maps.
I make a map.
Cartographer.
Okay.
I was making a map earlier of... I forgot. When you guys found me at the end of our last campaign. I was like, damn it, I made a map of everything. I can't figure out how to get out. Anyway, I make a map.
And you have a nice scale replica of the rogueways map.
Nice. Hold on a second.
No.
Okay.
Take all his shit.
Don't take any of his shit. It will probably not end well for you. He did say don't take anything that doesn't belong to you.
He did say that.
Mm-hmm.
What if there's stuff that does belong to you?
None of your stuff is down here in this
Everything
room.
is yours.
There doesn't appear to be another way out of this room, just the steps that go up and down in and out of this room.
Oh, it was a
You
secret
can make all
room
the
of
rolls
shit.
in the room that you wanted, but you will not find an exit out of this room other than up and down the stairs.
No, that's fine.
You should try anyway.
Yeah, you could absolutely try.
I'm not going to try anyway.
Going
You could certainly try.
forever. I searched the wall. Nope. Okay. Search another wall. Search the ceiling.
No, this is Neith who we're talking about. She gets weird sometimes.
He does do that. Not sometimes, all the times. Draw a map.
I did draw a map.
Draw more maps.
What?
Draw all the maps. Make
I'm not going
copies.
to draw the maps. I'm just going to draw the maps of the roadways.
Become Kinkos.
What?
Start a
What
FedEx
happened to
Kinkos.
Kikos?
They became FedEx Kinkos?
Yeah, just
No.
keep making maps and leave him with 20 more copies of maps, and it's a cool thing you did for him.
No, it looks like that paper and writing stuff is there. It's meant for other rogues to make maps of the rogueways.
Nice.
What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take out one of my healing potions
Sure.
and I'm going to put it on the desk and I'm just going to leave it there.
Oh, that's awfully nice of you. Rock on.
Figure he might,
Get into
as
some of
rough
the
as we
bags
got,
of gold
you might
and
need it.
add some extra just for giggles. Throw a silver piece
There
into
are
the
bags
gold.
of gold just lying
Yeah,
around.
he obviously doesn't need
Funsies.
money, but I'm
He
thinking,
does
it
not.
might be nice to leave him some healing potion because I could get
give him
some
one
more.
of your daggers.
I mean, I have a lot of daggers.
No, the good
Oh,
ones.
Right. No, don't leave him one of the good ones.
No, I'm not gonna leave him one of those
As much
either.
as he would probably love them, I do not recommend you leave one of those daggers.
Draw a little mural on the wall, with dicks and stuff.
Draw some dicks on the wall.
Graffiti the wall up a little.
No, I think a healing potion's good. I think a healing potion's good for right now. I'd be able to leave him other stuff later, right?
Some of the exploding.
I gotta get more of those,
Some of those
man.
Yeah, leave a
Explosives.
bomb in there. Set it to go off in a few.
No.
They love chaos.
Yeah, I just leave a potion of healing on the desk, and I come back up, and I just gather my stuff and head out, and I want to head towards the mayoral estate.
As you're getting ready to head out, he says, close the door behind you. And he's referring to his trap door.
Press some more buttons.
Do I just close the drawer? I
All
do
you
that.
do is close the drawer, and then the floor comes out, the wall comes out, and then the desk then just sits back in place. And then you can see, the grinding of the wood legs over the stone. But now it just looks like, it's a dresser up against a wall.
And as I leave, I like turn back and do like a little salute with one of my daggers.
Then as you go to leave, he says, "Did you find everything you were after?"
I did.
All right. And then he salutes as well and says, have a great day. And then he goes back to, running the Gilded Sparrow.
Gilded Sparrow. More drinks, yeah. People who've been up all night. And I head back to the mayoral estate.
Nice. I wanted you to ask him some questions. That's a shame. That would have been a ton of fun.
I'm really tired.
Would have been a ton of fun. Oh, well.
You just woke up.
And you head back to the mayoral estate. And
I got really embarrassed by everybody's cat calls. Sorry, I froze.
You can hear Ari and Jelsira and Hephaestus and Ares and Eris in the dining hall.
Jelly came back after a bath.
Oh, no, that's right. You hear Hephaestus and Ari. I forgot Jelsira's in the bath.
But I notice how clean Ari is.
If you walk in, yeah, absolutely. If you go into the dining hall, you will.
It's like ding ding.
Oh, yeah, I'm wearing a sweet
Wait,
robe, not mine. Like
Ari?
an after bath robe it's not made for dragons.
Where'd you go get a bath?
There's a bath here. They have baths here in the mayoral estate because it's the mayoral estate. It's awesome.
Where did you go get a bath?
Go up some stairs here and then there's a bath.
Okay, thank you.
Just ask some of the maids and servants. That's what they're for.
Who was your Athena or Artemis?
Athena.
Athena. And then Athena materializes behind you and she puts her hands on your shoulder and she says to you, "You reek of sex and blood."
Bloody sex.
Those things are not the same. But you reek of sex and blood. Have you considered bathing?
That's where I'm going right now.
All right. Good idea. And then she's going to sit down on one of the chairs and she says to you, "I'll be waiting for you when you come back."
I holler at it. I said, "Jelly's in there with Karga and Cedric."
Oh, God. I just like shake my head and then like.
And Athena does the same. She's like, "That's right. Gods."
And I look around for a servant.
And there's one there. You passed him as you walked in.
I ask him where the baths are.
You take the stairs, go up all the way to the landing, and you follow it straight back around to the right, and then you'll run right into the baths.
Awesome.
Ari's
I
at
go
home
do
now
that.
in the mayoral estate. Ari would be like, "Take me to the baths. Take me to the garden, please." Yes. Champion.
And then Athena, she gets up from her chair and she walks around. She hugs Ares. She hugs Eris. She hugs Hephaestus. And she sits down to talk with, her brothers and sisters. And she's going to wait for you to come back if you choose to come back.
I take a quick but thorough bath.
Quick and thorough.
Yes.
So you get up to the baths and Jelsira is there.
Oh, hey, Neef.
You can see splashing as there's a little bronze dragon and a little owl fighting in the water with each other.
What the?
And the bath smells like lavender and eucalyptus and
Delightful.
what was that? What was that other herb we threw in there?
Blood.
Aloe.
Rotten meat.
And you do smell a little bit of ham as you see her munching on ham as she's getting her back scrubbed. And
It'd make you hungry, but you already ate.
the water does look really comfortable. It looks like it's probably the perfect temperature.
Nice.
And then the staff are there in the bath, and they have sponges and soapy-like products, and they'll offer to help wash you up, get your back for you, and things like that.
Couple starfish.
Starfish would make a good scrubber, like a dead old one. Yeah, that'd make a really good. What's that called? Exfoliator.
Yeah, hot dog flavored water.
I let the servants wash my back because I can't reach it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
other than that, I take the sponge and wash everything else.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you have a really nice bath.
Yeah.
Elsyra, you get back okay?
Yeah, Cedric.
No, she's dead.
Yeah, Cedric took me back.
Nope, this is Lich Jelsira. Flesh is rotting off of her
Oh
bones.
no. Oh hi.
The staff are trying to put it back on. They're flicking out pieces of skin. It's so gross.
It probably feels that way with the amount of
She's
dirt
perfectly
and
fine. Yeah, sorry. That was funny for me. Oh, good times.
Yeah, Cedric took me back.
Okay, good.
I
tried.
turned into a rat, and then he carried me back.
He didn't eat you?
Mm-mm.
One trained owl.
Well, yeah, he's my familiar.
You were still a rat.
Hey, thanks for trying to help me though. Where did you go last night? I thought you were doing some rogue stuff. Is that what you did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you went and you snuck around in dark places and
We'll do moose stuff.
and you. Well, I don't. You know what? Actually,
Had
that's
some
none of
dark
my.
places explored.
Actually, you know what, Neith? That's none of my business. I'm sorry. I don't want to. What what the rogue stuff that you do is none of my business.
Ropes
So.
do it from behind. BT dubs, just in case you guys were wondering.
I just kind of like grunt to her while I'm washing myself.
Mhm. Yeah. Forget I asked.
You doing okay this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing better. I got a lot of good food downstairs. I'm getting cleaned up now because I think the last time might have been last
You
time
look
we
a
were
little
here.
different.
How so?
You look a little paler.
Oh, really?
Skin is a little paler. It's hard to get a tan when you're caked in dirt.
Oh, well.
I don't think I've ever seen you with a bath.
Yeah.
Same.
You know what? Same. Are you in the bath yet? Like, are you starting to get
Yeah,
cleaned
like
up?
I'm like,
in the bath.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what? Same to you. Actually, you're starting to look a lot different also.
what are you trying to say?
Oh, I
You
mean,
were also filthy. Congrats on taking a bath. You fucking dirt balls.
I would like to just hurry up and finish. And I asked one of the servants if they have my clothes.
Yes, they are laid out on your bed of what was your room. You didn't make it back last night, but we put your clothes back where you would have slept.
Do you have like a robe I can use?
Absolutely.
To the room?
And there are plenty of robes. They took your plain clothes and they
Burned them.
They're
got
gone.
rid of them.
That's why I left the money because I knew they weren't getting back.
And yeah, there is a red silk robe that has a nice gold embroidered belt. It will wrap around your
I'll
human
say, it
form
probably
pretty
fits
easily.
me.
Yep, it sure does.
It
fits
looks
you quite
similar to the
nicely.
one you saw Ari in.
Yeah, it is exactly similar to the one you saw Ari in, only yours fits.
Yeah.
Okay, so I put on one of those and head over to my room and get dressed and I really have like in my head that image of like, you know, pulling things and tucking things just in the right spots and like shifting the dagger belt and just the right spot and
making
like,
sure everything is exactly tight and you got your
Yes.
full mobility and everything is exactly where it should be.
twisting
And your
around a
clothes
little
are
bit.
nice and clean. They actually smell clean too.
Hmm.
They smell like a fresh summer morning. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you got that fresh, like the Febreze smell, but natural.
Summer's
Plus-
Eve.
Yeah. That's douche, but but yeah, your clothes smell clean, and you smell clean. You smell like lavender, aloe, and eucalyptus. It's pretty nice.
It smell like anything.
Well, I mean, give it a couple hours, you dirt balls will be back out in the wild. It'll be another year before you take another bath.
And after I get dressed, I head back down to the dining room.
Two of you make an insight roll for me, please.
22.
Ooh, nat 20.
I also got a nat 20 actually.
So you remember Ares told you that the hind could smell really, really well and hear really, really well.
That's
You
right.
realize you now smell like lavender, eucalyptus, and aloe.
Oh no, I shouldn't have taken
You,
it
being an
back.
assassin, know that if you're hunting quarry, the last thing you want to do is smell floral
No, that's what I
and
was
pretty.
asking.
So
Damn it.
you now realize, oh shit, we're going to be hunting a hind, a deer in the jungle, and I smell like I've been in the Ritz for a week. So keep in mind of that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not hunting
Wait, we're
today.
not hunting the hind
Hey,
today.
We're
servants.
parading.
Yes.
Did you have anything that would make me smell neutral?
No.
Oh,
Don't like smelling clean?
well, I do, but it's complicated because we're gonna go hunt. Well, I don't know if I should say, but I have to. It'd be good if I didn't smell like anything.
Oh, well, give it a couple hours.
Just a couple hours. Oh, okay. All right.
Give it a couple hours. The smell will eventually wear off.
Okay.
You're going to go back to smelling like dirt, I'm sure, in a couple days anyway.
You're probably right. All right. Well, I'm done with my bath.
Sure.
So, are there any are my clothes still here?
Yes, your clothes are still here. We didn't have to clean them. They were already actually pretty clean, which didn't make sense as why you stank so much. Well, are these new clothes?
No, no, they're the clothes I've always had.
Huh.
I think I got a little bit of help though.
Ah. But yeah, your clothes are there,
Okay.
right where you left them.
Well, I dry off and put my clothes back on, and
Do you leave the ham leg in the tub, or do you take it with you?
I take it with me.
Oh, okay, thank
I don't
God.
want it.
Waterlogged.
Yeah.
She's like, "Meh."
Yeah, I don't want
And
to.
then Karga and Cedric get out of the tub. When you get out of the tub, Karga
Hey, guys.
shakes off like a dog would do that was wet. So you hear clanging of his scales, little or plasticky, scaly clanging sound, whatever that sounds like. I can't mimic the sound because I'm not a dragon.
Sounds like life.
And he runs off on his own, all by himself. And then Cedric gets out and shakes all the water, and he starts preening himself.
Mhm.
Ari's gonna say to Hephaestus and the other gods, well, I better go get dressed. I think, it's probably about time to get dressed. I've had my fill, so I'm sure we'll see you all later.
Yeah, at the parade.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go back to my room and get my clothes on.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to head back to their rooms to get dressed?
Yes.
Get ready for the parade?
Mhm.
Shit, and that'll do us for this episode of Some Would Play. Thanks for listening, everybody. Next week we have a parade, and maybe we start hunting the hind. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to Some Would Play, a production of the Outsanity Network. Join us again next week as the story continues. Find us online at www.somewouldplay.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Some Would Play. Deborah is at Sonyataki, Rico is at R1C0, Daphne is at Dafterthought, and I am Psychedelic M. If you enjoy the show, please tell your friends and share it with others. And remember, in real life, you needn't roll for initiative, so just seize it.